Welcome to the headliner install. So after looking at this and what all everything we're doing to it, there's probably going to be 2 to 3 parts on this. This is kind of lengthy, I understand. Everybody don't like long videos, but those who are going to put in a headliner will probably be the ones who watch it. It's a pretty good chore, but I'll put the links down below where I got this from and what all. So let's go ahead and dive in this thing and let's start on it, get her done. See y'all in a little bit. Alright, here we go. We'll get started on this thing. I gotta get these seats out of here. I've had this bezel out here, I wrapped it. It's warm today. It's like 80 I think today. But I put it out here in the heat to see if my wrap was gonna hold up. Held up pretty good. Let me go put this up. Come back, we'll get these seats out the truck. Let me wrestle these bear right here. Make sure I don't have anything in them. Man, that old I got new pieces for post covers and all, but I tell you what, after a few years, this stuff here is brittle. I try to break this little piece right here. I can't. It sure broke off easy though. But I got all new pieces made out of ABS board, so it should last a whole lot longer. Put this right here, won't mess things up. Come on now, bear. Man, I tell you what, he got a little weight to him. Probably slowed the truck down. Sorry if y'all just see my back or whatever, but we work on it. Use your glass, I guess, for her. I can't see. Let's see. Come on now, bear. Every one of them. All right, stay right there. So I get you in the garage there. Man, we've got the work to do. I gotta keep my stand there for it. Here's a piece right here. Here's one of them right here. This stuff here just brittle, man. Everything you touch is brittle. I just replace it. You know what I'm saying? That way, anybody else decides to work on it, at least it won't break on them. Oh, right back. Let me take the seat in there. We'll come back and get the other one. Uh-oh. Right on the string there. Wrestle the second bear. Man, the work we gotta do. Ain't nothing to it. This here's on a bracket. I'm both of it though. Yeah. Steering wheel out the way. Come on now. Work with me. This gamp play up. Uh-oh. I know I got it unbolted. Should come right up out of there. There it is. I think it's bolted in there. Come on with me. Come on. Look at the towel. I don't know where it went to. Oh man. Now we can get in here. Get all this mess cleaned out of here so we can continue where we left off at. I'm gonna push all this forward the way I can get to everything. You know, I went down when all my tools were back at the shop, my impacts and what all. And I just wanted something for the house. Y'all gonna make fun of me for this, but so be it. You know, it's work. These things are just so brittle. Everything is. Y'all make fun of me. I don't care. But I didn't need another impact, but I needed one just for, you know, short things. You know what I mean? Just something temporary. I went to take the seat belts out of the truck, and as soon as I hit that thing, and this bolt, it wasn't already broke or anything, but that Ryobi, as soon as I hit it, broke that bolt off. Make fun of Ryobi, but I tell you what, it's a new impact, charged up. That might be the only reason why I did it. I don't know, but it didn't fly apart. It didn't, you know, didn't hurt me or nothing like that. It did all right. But I'm going to have to set up a drill press right here and drill that scamp out. Tap it and get another bolt in there, which that ain't no thing. Let me take this seat around there. I'll be right back with y'all, and we'll I gotta get the steering wheel out. Then we'll work on getting these posts out of here, these covers. Looks all brittle, and look at it. It's just junk. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna take nothing to get them out, is it? They just junk. They old rotted. You know, that ABS board though, it's tough, and if you want one of them, holler at me. I'll try to hook you up on the ABS molding and get them done. But anyway, let me get the seat around. Be right back. All right, the seat's out. Shoot, let me get this out of here. Put the horn button with it. That way, it'll be all together. All that metal ring, where's that metal ring at? It's on the floor somewhere. Here's it right here, and all the stuff. I'll put all this in a little bag. Gets all of it. Come on. Set it right here for right now. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Trying to see what I don't need or what I do need. I thought that Allen was in here with those screws for that steering wheel, but they may be. Here it is. Let's get the steering wheel off. He's just sitting on here because I got one for it. You go back and look at my videos, you'll see the open box on it. So it's just sitting in here. I'll put this in another truck. Matter of fact, I got 2 or 3 of these. If somebody wants one. Because that one, they just sent me what they wanted to, and I was going to return it. And I said, you know what? Many of these trucks be building. I'll just keep it. In case I might need it. Oh, it didn't get hurt. All right, that gives us a whole lot more room. All right, we'll be right back. Get set up to get this headliner matched. I got to get the post off. I got the cargo lamp switch. I got to cut a hole for it when I go to put it in here. Well, they're pretty good. Anyway, we'll take these covers off and I'll be right back with you. After seeing all these C10s run up down the road, you know, and I watched a channel called Bad Chad, and they don't mind if I give them a shout out, because I picked up some followers from there, and you know, I'm not a mod, so I can't post my link over in there, but there's like 3,000 people in the chat room at 4 p.m. every day, Central Time. You have to go over there and watch him. He is something else now. He can build a car, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm giving you a little shout out. I'm gonna put his link at the bottom down here, so y'all go check him out. I'm in there, like I say, every day at 4 p.m. Central. Bad Chad, and it's just a great show to watch. But anyway, let me get these posts off right quick, and we'll roll on from there. Covers, I mean. You gotta be real easy with everything, because I don't know if I can get these covers. You know, I mean, if the little hinge did break, I'd probably still get them back on, but beside the point. Man, it just, check it out. It just breaks easy. All right. Light down. What in the world they got going on here? Oh man, I don't know who wired that up. I know they didn't do this in '86. They might have though. Oh man, I tell you what. Man. Now the cover's in light and steering wheel, everything's out of the way. Let's put the upholstery, headliner upholstery where it goes, and we'll see how much room we got and what we got to do from there. Okay, let's get it done. Before I start on the headliner, I want to show you one thing. I'll give you you'll see the part number and all on it, 300 pieces in it, but it gives you all the screws that pretty much goes in the upholstery. Okay, but I found this little kit right here, and it's got what you need in it. And these are stainless, so they shouldn't rust. Which is inside the cab, I guess it had to be underwater to rust, I guess, or water leak, something. It could rust. But I think this will help us out a whole lot, going back with all stainless instead of what's in it, because looking at some of the old screws, they got a little rust on them and all. And if there was a stick, I don't know how soft they are. You round one of them off, you'd be in trouble. Anyway, I'll come back at you when I get the headliner up in place. Be right back. All right, we got it in the truck, and all I'm doing here is just going to kind of help hold me up a little bit. You know what I mean? You're by yourself, so it makes it a little easier. Throw a cotton rope around the truck. If it's a new paint job on it, you might want to throw some towels up there or something. If you worry about scratching it, because you never know if you got a metal burr or something in your rope. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to fit this in. I don't think I have to put the holes. I'll find out when I get there. Let's get it on in. So the first thing we do is get the headliner up, like in the back first, in position of where you want it, okay? And when it's where you want it at, make sure everything lines up like it's supposed to. When it does, you want to, with it taped off, mark where you're going to put your hole at. Once you get the back, go to the front, do your sides. Just put one screw in it and let it set in it. Mark your spots. You can take it out, put your bracket on it, which it'll come on down a little bit, and use your head on it, because you don't want to put your bracket completely against your headliner. You want to be off of it just a little bit. The reason why is up here in the front, it only likes like a ½ inch. So you're going to drop it a quarter in the back, quarter in the front. You should be close enough. And as big an area as you got to cover the hole with your material here, show you, you got a pretty good area here. Drill it out to a quarter if you think you're going to miss it. You know what I mean? This is going to cover it up. It ain't going to mess nothing up either. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and take this end off, put my front on, mark those, we'll carry on. Got all the holes marked, and we're ready to go drill some holes. Get this thing in place so I can see how much room we got for that upper map light. Okay, let's go do that. So after you get all your holes lined up, drilled, and ready to go in the truck. Now, this is my third headliner I think I put in. So what I suggest somebody do is center you a hole, okay? You'll get your hole centered and slot it. Because you want your headliner on both sides. When you put it in the truck, it's just going to be barely above the seal. If your seal's out of the truck, apparently you probably ordered one to put back in the truck or use part of your old one, put it back up on the cab so you can get your headliner lined up. But slot the hole so you can slide it back and forth. Your bracket holes are going to line up, but if these ain't right, it ain't going in, you know. But anyway, we're going to fit this in today. Work on fitting it in. So you got your centers. Make sure it's in the center, okay? And being all you got is just your lights where they'll walk. This is stainless screws. I had to tape them up in a little pack here. They're only going to be down inside the headliner very little. And the truck I have, there's enough room. I think there's like almost like an inch and a half up to the cab. So with this, time these are in here through the headliner and all, I still got clearance to where I can move my map lights. Okay, so you don't have to cut a hole in that lower part of the cab. And yours may be different. You may have to cut a hole if you need to, but luckily the one I got, I don't have to. So I'll do some pictures here for you so you can see where we're at, because we're a good ways away from you. When I get this mounted in here, of course, we'll underneath here there's some meat. You'll countersink your screws where you're holding it back, and I got some plugs to cover it. They're decorated so you can't see it. Same way with the front. All right. You don't want to cut out a big area. Just cut out the area I have marked here. Cut out the area that just for your lights. You know, you have to cut a whole big chunk out of your headliner. All right. Then when you say it sets down on here, you got your holes drilled and it's mounted. Now you can mount it on here however you want to do it. You can put it up there where it's permanently, you know, screw it in, bolt it in, or whatever. But I advise you to put it in there with some good stuff where you can take it down if you have to. As far as getting to the lights and all, I think these lenses will just pop out where you can change your bulb in them. Let's move on. So, like I say, I'll throw pictures up. This is mounted, all right? So when this is mounted, you're going to have a hump here, but you're going to be hitting here. So if you cut your bezel piece here, you're still not going nowhere. You probably ruined it, unless you have a hump and this is off. If this is off, up in the air here, yes, you will have to trim this where it'll fit flat. Okay, mine don't. So what we'll do, we'll come in the side here, and I've got like a 3/4 inch gap from my bend piece to my top. For that, what we'll use, just a piece of kind of board, you know, poster board or whatever. You're going to cut you a pattern that will go inside, so you'll have a place to glue this in there where it'll be, you know, permanently. So you'll glue that in there. What we're going to be using to make this out of is ABS board. That's all this here is. So after you make your pattern, you'll put it on your ABS board and you'll cut it out. Like I say, you want to have enough in here, you know, You go as high as you want, okay? You can glue that in. After you glue it in, take some just all-purpose putty, Bondo, whatever. You're gonna fill this in on the side here, and just take your sandpaper and you're gonna smooth this down to where it looks like it was part of it. On that same note, though, you want to blend this in because this is rough, because it's got that same print, just about as your ABS board does. Or you just do it on the smooth side. Either way, you know what I mean. It's gonna be smooth anyway. You'll sand it down where it looks like one piece, just like we did the console. You can review back and see how I did the console. It looks like one piece. You really can't tell I even added a piece to it. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to get these, this hole here can go and be cut out. If you want to go ahead and cut it out, you don't have to cut it out now. You can fit this piece first because this is flat on here. You know what I mean? You're not going to press this down. You're just going to hit, it's hitting here and here. It just barely does touch this. Now, you could have taken this, moved it back, would be flushed all the way across. If you want the map like, you know, in the center of your truck, I don't know how that look. I don't think it looked too well. So let's I'm gonna work on getting these patterns done, and like I say, I'll do some pictures of what all. So we'll see where we're at, and I'll do a talk over on them to kind of understand more about what I'm doing here. Just make sure that you measure from the sides. You got that centered. Then measure it here to the outside, front and back, and make sure you're centered. Luckily, this bezel piece here is on top of the ramp. If you get one too wide, of course, it'll be off over here. You know, you'll have more to fill in. But this is right on top of the ramp. Worked out great. Good piece to use. So let's continue on and get our pieces done. Let's do it. All right, here we go. First things first, let's get this thing lined up with your center, measure from both sides like we talked about a while ago, and mark your centers where you can come back to it. You're gonna need to here in a little bit. So measure them side to side, make you some marks, whatever. You'll see mine's off with the mark a little bit because I wasn't centered. And same here, So make sure you get it centered where, it won't look so bad when you get done here, because once you do your cuttings and your drillings and all, you're pretty much stuck with it unless you're just going to cover it up with material. So make sure it's all centered. And this bezel here is wide enough. It will fit on the flat side of the headliner of this one I bought. Yours may be thinner, I don't know. So cut your pattern out. We'll start here to get that gap closed up. Get you a poster board or whatever, and just cut you a piece and keep working with it, as it goes. Keep playing with it. Do what you can to where you get your right radius all the way around to the tip of the front from the back there. So use some tape, put it in place. You're going to probably tape this thing 2 or 3 times so you get it right. It's just the way it works out. So tape it up good. Make sure it's flush on both sides. You're going to do 2 of them at the same time. So cut them out. Make sure they fit flush. If not, start over. Poster board's cheap. The plastic in your time, the ABS board in your time is expensive. So put it inside and tape it again inside. See how it looks. Move it forward, back, whatever you got to do with it. Just try to get the pattern right. Get it where it's flush on both sides. Make sure everything stays centered. Keep an eye on it, and just move it back and forth like I did here. You'll get it where you'll like it, and then we'll transfer our pattern over and cut it. Just keep messing with it. So don't put your pattern up against the edge. Always cut with it off the edge a little bit. Of course, I didn't this far in, but you'll see. I think I got a little picture here that shows how close I went into it. You barely can see the marking on the black though. I didn't do it in white. Like this one right here, it'll barely on the side. The one I got drawn up right there. You want that because you want to sand it. You can't add material unless you start over, but you can sand it down to where you'll like it the way it fits. So just keep messing with it. And again, you're gonna I put that little mark on the front there on the right side because I know it's where my tip's going to come to. It brings it all the way to the front. You're going to tape it inside and out again, you know, till you get it right, till you like it. So it takes a little time. Don't get in no hurry. So both of them are cut out. And we're going to get ready to place them in there here a little bit. So just take your time and get them cut right and make sure everything, you know, stays centered as you can keep it. So right here, I'm double checking it again. It don't hurt to. Check it again, remark, keep checking, center it back up, over and over and over, you know, till you get it right. Because your finished product is what how it's going to turn out now. So do whatever you got to do to keep it straight. So tape it down good. Support it. Make sure it's in the center. Whatever you got to do to keep this thing still, to get it marked right. Just keep messing with it. I use little pliers there because I use the heat gun to heat this and shape it the way I want it. Them right there are perfect to hold this in place. To heat it, and you can feel it, watch it start walking, whatever. But don't heat up against that. All right. After it's been heated and you got everything marked, everything where you want it, glue it down, then clamp it. I just use the super glue to hold this in place for now. My putty, I'll cover it up on both sides to make sure it's secured good. I use the gel, but here again I double checked it. More markings, just keep marking your centers, you know, where you want to put it at, where the tip goes. Just take your time. Then I roughed it up. I think I pulled this back out. I guess I didn't like it, but I roughed it up. I'm gonna get it ready for the final deal here, where I can get this thing glued in where I like it. Same here. I went ahead and clamped this side and try to get it where it was. I did have it sprayed on the inside, just in some paint, so I had to remove the paint off of it to sand it down where my glue and everything will stick good when I heat it. I think this time here I ended up leaving it in to make sure it was right on both sides. Then after you get it all glued in where you want it, you know, put in spot, you're going to put your Bondo or whatever you want to use and build it up. You know, put it kind of high. You don't want to you know, put it level and go ahead and cover some over the bezel if you need to. It's best to anyway. I did this 2 times, but it looks rough, but that's higher than what I needed it. So I know all that's going to come back down, and I can shape the back like I want it. This stuff, it sands pretty easy. And that's about how it's going to turn out right there. Now you can take a sponge or something and touch that and try to make the same pattern. I found a sponge works pretty good. Then you go and put your primer on it. This primer I'm using takes about 3 days to gas out to make it right. You're going to find it stays sticky. Put it in a warm area. You'll make it right for you. And we'll fit this thing in place and see how we're going to do it. But this next week in part 2, I'll show mounting this to the board if my material shows up. I'm waiting on my felt now to make sure it shows up and get the felt down. But I can go ahead and get the holes drilled in the back there where your push buttons go to your switches. Get those drilled, get everything set up. So when the material does get here, it can be a wham bam deal, you know, just get her on done. But I spray it all over real good, see how it's going to look. And I test fitted a couple of times if I liked it. And it fit great. I like the way it fit. I mean, it takes a little time to mess with it, but you can do it. Any of it. Anything you want to mount in a truck or whatever, don't worry about how it's going to go. You can make you a board and do it up right. You know, like I did the console. Console's done the same way. But here we go.
I concluded part 1.
Listen in.
Man, this thing, I don't know if you can see the hole or not that was cut. Let me look here and see if I can make this work for you. But it's just a small hole for the lights, all right? That way they can swivel in there. And with these lights in there, they're going to be a little bit, not much, probably a quarter to a half, maybe, from touching the top of the hood, okay? Little pieces, all you got to cut out of it. You got to cut this much out if you don't want to. Just cut out enough to where those swivel balls where your lights work. But this thing, when it's in place, man, Man, it's flush all the way around it. Like the time you bolt it down, it probably even closer. But I'll say it can. As close as it can be. But anyway, next week, depending on weather, you know, because I'm outside, we'll continue on and get this thing up in there. I am still waiting on the material to be the only thing that holds us up. I couldn't find the felt nowhere close by that I want for the padding here. And I found some. They talking about 4 or 5 days. So we make it part 2 done by next week. We'll have to wait till everything gets here. I should have ordered it before, I guess. But anyway, thanks for watching. And look out for the second part to get this thing on up in the truck. Thank y'all.